Right, here we are. We're live. Okay, let me just got some new fandangled equipment here, so let's see if we can get everything working. Super. Okay, welcome everybody. Right, we'll start off again just with a few squats, just to warm ourselves up. Okay, so all you need is a chair, a mat yourself, and a little bit of energy, more than a little. We're going to start off by lining against the back of the chairs. I've just realised I need to turn my sound down on my phone. I'm still learning all the intricacies of this live streaming. So let's start off just finding ourselves a connection to the floor. So we're going to take our feet hip width apart. I'm going to drive into the sole side of the big toe joint. So find the big toe joint and gently squeeze together the bones of the first two toes. So the big toe and the second toe, I'm gently going to squeeze from the inside, from in here, squeeze the bones of the big toe and the next one along together. It's going to activate the arch of the foot and lift the energy chain that comes up into the pelvic floor. I should feel the inner calf light up, the inner knee, the inner thigh, and the pelvic floor. And while I'm squeezing the bones of those first two toes together and driving, rooting down into the joint of the big toe, I slowly, keeping that connection, activate the outside blade of the foot into the floor, trying to get the weight equally and evenly distributed across the inside and outside of each individual foot. Then I bend the knees a little and draw strongly up on all the musculature of the thighs, feeling the knee joint supported on all sides, front, back, and sides. Then I draw the belly back, the deep front pelvic and abdominal musculature drawn back into the front of the spine. I don't want to be hanging out here. I'm drawing all of this back into the front of the spine, feeling the lumbar spine supported by the deep abdominal musculature. Keeping my concentration, some of my consciousness still on the connection with the ground of my feet. So what I'm learning to do here, and we'll do it every day, we're going to do a little bit more and you'll get more used to it, is that I'm trying to run multiple screens of instruction so that I'm not just concentrating on one part of my body. I'm trying to get as many sets of instructions running simultaneously so that my brain is alight and my body is working as a mechanical unit. I'm not just chasing instructions around for different joints and different muscles. I'm trying to get my body to work as one machine, as it's meant to be. So once more, and I keep reiterating the same sets of instructions. You might not get them the first time. You might only get one. And then but you loop that one. And then next time you might get another one and you'll have two running. And then another and another, and slowly you'll take control of your body. So again, one more time, driving the first two toes together, squeezing the two toes together, the bones of the first two toes, big toe and second toe, outside blade of the foot active into the floor, drawing the muscles of the ankle into the center line, pulling up on the knee, drawing the belly back, lifting the collarbone, sucking the arm bones into their sockets. See how if I let my arms sag out, but there's a difference if I suck the arm bones into their sockets. Then I rotate the shoulders round and back. All of this setup is important. The more connected my body is, the easier the movements will be. Then I touch my hands onto the chair and take a little step forward, touching the big toes against the back of the legs. And I take a big deep breath in, connecting those sets of instructions, running all those looping screens. Big toe joint in, outside blade of the foot in, ankles into the center line. Pull up on the thighs, draw the belly back, lift the collarbones, suck the arm bones into their sockets, rotate the shoulders back, lift up through the base of the skull, and then, with all of that in place, slowly slide the hips back as far as you can, keeping the toes against the back of the legs of the chair, and the knees now against the top of the legs so that the knees do not sway forward of the toes. So this is going to protect my knees, and it's going to drive the work into the glutes, is where a squat should be. I shouldn't feel any pain in the knee. My quadriceps are working, but the glutes are carrying the bulk of the weight. And to do that, I need to keep the knees back over the toes. So sliding slowly back. When I first start, I won't get too far. I'm going to wait for the body to warm up a little bit. So wherever I am, I stop. I take another big deep breath in, concentrating on driving into the big toe joints, outside blade of the foot. Fill the lungs, expand the rib cage. And as you breathe out, slide those hips down a little deeper, drawing these deep abdominal muscles back into the front of the spine so I don't go into hyperextension. These muscles have to support the lumbar spine so that I'm not in this position. As you can see, belly's hanging out, spine, it's compression in the vertebra. So I'm drawing the belly back, lifting the chest, rotating the shoulders back, sucking the arm bones into the sockets. Fingertips alive on the chair. Toes driving into the floor. Slowly slide down a little deeper. Draw that belly back. The deeper you draw the belly back into the front of the spine, the more supported the lumbar spine is, the more you'll open up the sacroiliac joint and the glutes. Hold it there. Now the lower back should be warm a little, starting to fuzz and buzz. Take another big deep breath in. Fill the lungs, expand the rib cage, create space to move into. And as you breathe out, slide those hips down a little deeper, concentrating back on the feet. Taking my consciousness back into my big toe joint, into the outside blade of the foot. Now gently squeezing the inner thighs together a little internal rotation of the thigh bones and the hip sockets while I draw the belly back into the front of the spine, suck the arm bones into their sockets, rotate the shoulders back, pull the rib cage back into the front side of the shoulder blades, and nice and slowly slide the hips down again a little deeper, drawing the belly back into the front of the spine. Now release the arms up and hold. Pull the belly back. Hold it there. Hold it there. Slide down a little deeper. Pull the belly back into the front of the spine. A little internal rotation of the thigh bones and the hip sockets. Driving into the big toe joint. Activate the balls of the feet into the floor. I'm not hanging into the heels. Driving into the big toe joint. Feel the calf muscles light up. Pull the belly back. Suck the arm bones into their sockets. Rotate the shoulders back. Slide down a little deeper. Deep front abdominal muscles drawn back into the front of the spine. And we've got another 30 seconds. Body should be warm now. 29, 28, 27. Pull the belly back. Lift the collarbones. Suck the arm bones into their sockets. Rotate the shoulders back. Drive into the big toe joint. 20, 19, 18. Slide down a bit deeper. 15, 14, 13. Belly pull back. 12, 11, 10. Open up those glutes. 9, 8, 7. Rotate the tailbone back like a kangaroo. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Come up. Step back. And roll out those hips. Should feel a lot happening in the lumbar spine, in the muscles around the lumbar spine, in the sacroiliac joint, place where the hips meet the spine. And now I'm just going to roll my hips around, getting blood circulating through those areas as I warm them up and open them up to a little bit of movement. So again here, pull up on the thighs. Sit the hips, stack the hips on top of the knees, on top of the ankles. Draw the belly back. Draw the arm bones into their sockets and slowly now just come forward, keeping the hips stacked directly above the ankles. In this position I don't want to rock back, this is easy. Keep the hips over the ankles and I'm using the chair just to allow the body forward, feeling a deep stretch down the back of the legs. As soon as the hips rock back, or my legs lock back, I'll lose the stretch. So keep the hips, the knees stacked above the ankles, hips stacked above the knees, above the ankles, and pull, sucking that belly up into the front of the spine, supporting the lumbar spine, deepening the stretch down the back of the legs, and hold it, hold it, hold it. Now you can just lean your chest onto the back of the chair, and straighten the arms out to the side. Sucking the belly up into the front of the spine. Making sure those hips haven't rocked back of the ankles. Arms out to the side. And lift. 2, 3. Arms sucked into their sockets. Belly drawn up into the front of the spine. 6, 7, 8. Arms straight out, fingertips stretching away from each other. Just activating those shoulder blades now, drawing the belly back up into the front side of the spine, making sure the knees are over the ankles, hips are over the knees. Driving into the heels, stretching forward through the toes. Relax the toes, chest just touching the top of the chair. And 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and release. And roll out the hips. Now I'm going to bring the chair to the side. Just so I can put my hand on just off to the side of me. Put the right hand on the side of the chair. Left leg in front. And then come down into what I call a box squat or a box lunge. And the nature of this is that I have, sideways for you, I have a lovely square, a box made through the, maybe I'll do this a little better. So, here we go. You have to bear with me while we work out what are the best angles and positionings. So I've got my right hand on the chair, which is just to my right side. Left leg in front. Right leg at the back. I'm pushing into the big toes and driving into the heel of the back leg to make sure that I don't, when I lift, that I don't feel the strain in the knee. Driving strongly into the big toe joint of the front foot, drawing the belly back, lifting the chest. I'm using the chair now to keep my upper body vertical. So that when I take a big deep breath in, drawing the deep front pelvic muscles back into the front of the spine, and I just, activating into both feet, I just pop my knee just off the floor. I'm not in this position. My left knee is stacked above the left ankle, and I'm trying to make a straight line from shoulder, hips, down to the right knee, while I activate back into that right ankle, but without pushing the knee back. The knee stays directly below that right shoulder, right hip, right knee in one line, stacked up above each other, and left knee and left ankle stacked above each other. Belly drawn back into the front of the spine, collarbone lifted, shoulders rotated back, arms sucked into their sockets, gently with his hand on this chair, and I'm holding it. Holding it. Legs should be burning a little now. Engaging the glutes, draw the belly back, lift the chest. And let's go down and up. I'm just bending this knee slightly. Down and up. And up. 3. Up. Not nailing that left knee sway forward. I'm not going here. Down and up. Down and up. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and 5, 4. Belly pull back. Body upright. 2, 1, and release. And change legs. Right foot in front. Come down into your box squat. Again, all 10 toes pointing in the same direction. Pushing into the ball of the left foot. Weight anchored back through the Achilles tendon of the left leg. Nice box here. Draw the belly back, lift the chest. Take a big deep breath in, drive into both feet, squeeze, come up. Okay, draw the belly back. Engage that left glute. Anchored into the left Achilles tendon. 2 hips aligned, 2 shoulders aligned. Driving into the big toe joint of the front foot. Draw the belly back, lift the chest, engage the arms into their sockets. Rotate the shoulders back and round. And here we go for another 20. Did we do 15? 1. Just bending this knee. Knees not swaying forward. Using the muscles of the right foot and ankle to lock the shin bone in place. 2, 3, 4. This left leg is staying underneath the hip. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And come up. And roll out those hips. Okay, good. We've got quite a few people joining in with us today. Right, let's go. With left leg, right leg to the front again. Back down into the box squat. Draw the belly back, lift the chest. Now we're going to do some switches. But the key to this is to maintain a vertical position of the upper body. So what the tendency is when people start switching is to have this upper body swaying forward and back. What I want is for this upper body to maintain position and And when I switch, I land back in this position. Here. Making sure that knee doesn't sway forward of the ankle. Pop and switch. Pop and switch. Pop and switch. Right, if you've got bad knees or you're nervous, you come up and you do a nice smooth jump switch. And if you can't do that, you get up, you change legs, you come down, you get up, you change legs, you come down. But if you're feeling strong and healthy and fit, you do the low, keep the body center of gravity as low as possible. Again, there's the second in line is the jump switch. But if you're feeling good and strong, knees are healthy, just the straight switch with the center of gravity as low as possible. Right, let's go. So I think we started with our right leg in front. Hopefully you've done a few practices. And here we go for the straight through run. Don't need to know how many we're doing, just keep going. Right, let's go. On my time. Switch. Hold it. And body upright, belly back, shoulders lifted. Switch. Hold it. Trying to keep that center of gravity low. I'm just popping my center of gravity an inch off the floor. Pops. Just time for me to switch my legs. So I'm using my hands forward to keep my upper body straight. And here we go. Switch. And here we go. Switch. And switch. And switch. 3 of these left. Switch. And switch. And switch. Hold it. Ooh, now we've got 10 fast ones. Everyone get ready. Let's go. 10 speed. Let's go. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And come up. Okay. Roll out those hips. Okay. And put the chair in front of us. And we're going to do some step and come back. Step, come back. Step into the box lunge. Step and come back. If you've got your straps, you can put if you've got a set of TRX straps, ooh, that's cheeky. If you've got a set of TRX straps, you can put your back foot in the strap, and you can come down and up, and down and up. In fact, let's do that anyway. Right, so let's take a little, change our mind a little. We're going to put the right chair behind us, put our right foot on top of the chair. And as we slide, we're going to drop the weight down so the left knee stays above the left ankle. So again, a little adjustment required to get the positioning right. So I've got the left foot in front, right foot on the chair. And what I'm watching for is that left knee stays over the left foot. Belly pulled back, body upright. I'm not coming forward as I go down. Just right leg extended behind me. Body upright, belly drawn back, arching back out of the hips. Come down and up. Again, if I've got straps, I can put the right foot in the straps. Down and up. And let's go. Down and up. You may need a little towel or something just to put across the front of the foot on the chair. Oh, it's quite rough on the feet. And 5 and up. 6 and up. 7 and up. 8 and up. 3 left. 9 and up. 10 and up. 2 left. And up. Down and up. And release. Woo. If you've got a small towel or just anything to roll up, a t-shirt, or to roll up and put on the edge of your chair just to protect your foot, you're welcome to do that. So now I put the left foot on the chair, right foot in front, position myself so that I've got space. So if my feet are too close together, then my knee is going to go forward here, and I don't want that. So I just hop a little forward. Again, it's a little easier with the straps because you can just lean back into the straps. But from here, I'm coming down. So get your position first. Wiggle those toes forward and find a place that you can slide down down, and up. Drawing the belly back, arching back out of the hips, engaging that left glute, and using the muscles of the right foot and ankle to keep the shin bone in place. And let's go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 2 left, 11, and 12, and release, and roll out those hips. Right, now we'll do a few step-ups. So, let's see if we've got something in that place, lovely. Back a tiny bit. Okay, so we're going to put our left leg in front, right foot behind, pulling up strongly on that right thigh, activating into the ball of the left foot onto the chair. Draw the belly back, lift the chest. The more the upper body is alive, the easier this exercise is. If this is switched off, it's like trying to balance a wobbly chain on top of your strong foundation of the legs. So the more this is switched on and centered, and I've drawn everything, all the musculature of the abdomen into the center line, everything drawing into the core. Core being the spine, pelvic floor. I take a big deep breath in. I can touch the hands onto the chair for the first few. If I don't feel unstable, I can then just touch as I lift and straighten up. Again, ensuring that this left knee does not sway forward of the foot. So if I'm doing it with this thing, I can lean forward, but the knee stays here. And then I come down and I make sure the knee does not sway forward of the ankle. This is the key of this exercise. If I'm trying it without, again, hopefully you're doing some test runs while I explain it. I put my hands up, I draw the belly back, I lift the collarbone, engage the shoulder blades into the back of the rib cage, driving strongly into that left foot. I come up and down, straightening out both thighs on the extending, lifting up both thighs at the top. So from here, lift up, leg very strong at the top, and here we go for our 15. So foot centered on the chair so you don't fall over, and let's go. For 1, down, 2, down, 3, keep that knee back over the ankle, 4, down, 5, belly tight, this is going to keep your balance, 6, down, 7, down, 8, down, 9, down, keep that left knee back over the ankle, 10, down, and 5 left, 1, down, 2, down, 3, down, 4, down, and 5. And step down with the left foot, put the right foot on the chair. And directly into the next series. Right knee stays back over that right ankle, shoulders back, arm bones sucked into their sockets, belly drawn back, glutes engaged. So we're pulling up strongly on that left thigh, driving into the big toe joint of the right foot. Draw the belly back, lift the chest, and let's go. 1, keeping that right knee stacked over the right ankle. 2, don't let it sway forward of the toes. 3, down. 4, down. If you're feeling a bit wobbly, your core's gone. 5, down. 6, down. 7, down. A little way of cheating is to bend this knee to shoot yourself up. Try not to do that. Keep that leg straight. 8, down. 9. So all the work is done by the lifting leg. Don't bend this knee as you come up. 10, down. 5 left. 11, down. 12, down. 13, down. Belly tight. 14, down. 15, down, and release. Shake out those legs. Okay. We're going to bring our feet a little wider than hip width apart, facing our chair, facing the seat of our chair, back of the chair behind. Put my chair in this position. Let's see if I can get it here. Feet a little wide apart, And then I'm going to slide my hips down. I'm going to use the chair to keep the hips sliding down. I'll come into a squat. and I pull the knees back, shoulders back, and I squeeze the chest out through the center. So I'm pulling my knees back while I squeeze my hips forward and upper body back. Arching back out of the hips, sucking the arm bones into their sockets, using the chair to stop me from falling over. Squeeze the hips forward, pull the knees back. Hips forward, knees back. Then I can take my elbows and push those knees out a little wider. Lift the collarbone. Engage the shoulders onto the back of the rib cage. Drive the rib cage forward with your shoulder blades. Suck the belly back into the front of the spine. Let's hold it here. Lift the arch of the foot, driving into the big toe joint. Activating into the outside blade of each foot. Squeezing the bones of the first two toes together. Big toe, second toe, squeeze them together from the ankles end. Activate into the outside blade of the foot. Draw the belly back. Lift the collarbone. Squeeze the hips forward. Pull the knees back. Lift the collarbone into the base of the skull. Come on, we've got 10 seconds left. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Release the arms forward. Squeeze those bottoms. Come up. And roll out those hips. Get yourself a sip of water. Right, now we're going to go for a set of jump squats. And here we use our chair to ensure that the landing has my knees going backwards. In fact, we'll save this for another day. Yeah, let's save this for another day. We're just going to do a set of straight squats. Let's all get used to these squats first. So let's pull the knee back in front of us, pull the chair back in front of us, put our toes at the foot of the chair, at the back of the legs. And again, now our body's a little warmer, so draw the belly back, lift the chest, driving into the big toe joint, squeezing the bones of the first two toes together. Let's slide those hips back. Slide those hips back. Draw the belly back, lift the chest, collarbone lifted, shoulders back, arm bones sucked into their sockets. Get those hips down as low as you can. Use the chairs now to slide. Pull your bottom down. Suck the belly back into the front of the spine. And here we're going to go for 50 pulses. So I'm going to squeeze my bottom, release. Squeeze, release. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Each time try to come down a little lower. Don't rush it. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I'm trying to slide my chest down in the back of the chair. 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 1, 2. Keep that big toe joint driving into the floor. 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm only pulsing halfway. 7, 8, 9, 40. Last 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 50. And we'll roll out those hips. We'll stretch from left to right. Okay. I'm going to bring the chair to the side again. I do love these old lifts. 4:44. Good time to do some lifts. So from here, we're going to extend the left leg onto the chair. So I can move myself across a little bit. Trying to keep my upper body vertical. So to do this, I'm engaging the muscles of the abdomen, all the obliques, and I'm engaging the shoulder blades onto the back of the ribcage, drawing the belly back, locking the abdominals into, plugging into my hip girdle, pulling up strongly on that standing thigh, internal rotation of both thigh bones in the hip sockets, and I arch back out of the hips. I hear like Superman. I don't want to be here all floppy. Arching back out of the hips, drawing the deep front pelvic muscles back into the front side of the spine. Left foot rotated forward. Pull up on both thighs. Take a big deep breath in and we're going to lift that left leg, trying to keep the upper body still. 1, hold it. 2, hold it. Doesn't matter how high you get it. Even if it's just an inch off the floor, hold it. If you can get it a foot off, you can get a meter off. Fantastic. But wherever you get it to, hold it. 3, down. Don't let those toes fly up. Keep the outside blade of the lifted foot parallel to the floor. Arch back out of the hips. Draw the belly back. 7, upper body vertical. 8, as much as you can. 9, 10, 11, hold, down. 12, 13, 14. Trying to get that leg a little higher every time. 15, arch back out of the hips, draw the belly back. 16, last 4, 17, 18, 19, 20, and release. And put that chair on the other side. Here we go. Left foot in the floor, all 10 toes pointing in the same direction, all 10 toes pointing forward, right foot extended out. Again, the setup of this is all important. I'm keeping internal rotation of this thigh. What tends to happen is this leg floats up, then I lose the work where I want it to be. I'm trying to really focus on opening up the inner thighs and strengthening up the outer hips. For all you out there from my martial arts class, this is fantastic for your kicks. Right, let's go. Lift the collarbone, draw the belly back, engage the shoulder blades onto the back of the rib cage. Again, my upper body needs to be alive and alight. Glutes engaged, deep front, pelvic and abdominal musculature drawn back into the front of the spine while I pull up strongly on the standing leg, driving into the big toe and the outside blade equally of the standing foot. Internal rotation of that lifted thigh. Take a big deep breath in. Engage that left glute. And let's go for the first one. 1, hold it. And hold it on the elevation. 2, touch. 3, touch. 4, touch. 5, touch. 6, keep that belly pulled back. 7, back of the shoulders engaged. 8, fall back alive. 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Come on, get that leg a little higher now. Draw the belly back. Arch out of the hips. 14. Internal rotation of that leg. 15. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And release. And roll out those hips. Okay. Let's bring the chair to in front of you. Let's see what I'm doing here, but anyway, let's see. So we're going to step sort of an arm's length away from the seat of the chair, so that my fingertips are just floating above the edge of the seat. And then again, locking the hips, outside blades of the feet parallel, hip width apart. My toes are slightly turned in here. I feel a little pigeon-toed. I pull up on the thighs, I drive into the big toe joint, outside blade of the foot active into the floor, belly drawn back, collarbone lifted, shoulders anchored into the back of the rib cage. Slowly I'm going to reach forward. Reach forward. I'm not flopping my hips back. I'm reaching forward with the body. Reaching forward. Keep the hips stacked over the ankles. Belly pulled up to support the front of the spine, driving into the heels. Keep those hips on top of the ankles. Back of the legs screaming. Stretching, pulling, tugging. Slowly releasing the tension from the back of the legs as I pull up on the front of the thighs. Driving into the big toe joint, outside blade of the foot active into the floor. Pull up on the thigh muscles. Making sure that I haven't flopped my hips backwards. My hips are stacked directly above the ankles. Belly's drawn up into the front of the spine. Pulling up strongly on the thigh muscles. So you'll see, if you look down at your thighs, you'll see that those quadriceps will keep switching off. Every 2 seconds, go back there. Pull up on the thigh muscles. Pull up on the thigh muscles. Drive into the center point of the heel. Pull up on the thigh muscles. Center point of the heel. Thigh muscles, thigh muscles, thigh muscles. We're strengthening the quadriceps here. Pull up on the thighs. Full knees supported front, back, and either side. Now I'm going to take the right hand. I'm going to slide it down the left leg of the chair. Slide it down. I'm reaching forward. I'm not rocking back in the hips. I'm reaching forward. Sliding that right hand down the left leg of the chair while I push back into both heels. Sliding the right hand down the left leg of the chair while I push into both heels. Keeping the back straight. So here I am sliding and twisting, Slide. I haven't folded forward here. My back straight, generating a beautiful spinal twist with my hips over my ankles, into outside blades of the feet parallel. Slowly drawing the belly up into the front of the spine. Pulling that left shoulder back while I drive the right shoulder forward. Lovely twist down the back. Hold it, driving into the heels, pull up on the thighs. Outside blades of the feet active into the floor. A few more seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And walk that hand back up. Take the left hand across to the right leg of the chair. Rock the hips back over the ankles. Hips over the ankles, spine straight. And very slowly now, again with the hips stacked above the ankles, back nice and straight. I'm pulling the right shoulder back while I twist that left shoulder forward, using that leg to release my body weight into the twist. Pulling up strongly on both thigh muscles. Don't let them switch off. Pushing into the outside blade of the foot. In big toe joint, active into the floor. Belly pulled back into the front of the spine. Supporting the lumbar spine, driving that twist into the back. Pull the right shoulder back while I drive the right shoulder forward with the left shoulder forward, sliding that left hand down the right leg of the chair. Pull up on both thighs. Driving into the big toe joint, a little internal rotation of the thigh bones in the hip socket. Squeeze the inner thighs together. Take a big deep breath in, and as you breathe out, slowly come up. And both hands on the chair, and a little wiggle from left. So now I bring the right rib cage towards the right hip, squeezing the right obliques, and then left rib cage to left hip, squeezing the left obliques, right to right, left to left, right to right, left to left, and release. Okay. Right, let's bring the chair to the end of the mat. Then if you've got your straps, you now can put your feet into the straps. Okay, so we're going to come down onto the floor. Oh, I need to adjust this now. Let's see. Okay, move you down. Okay, so now we'll come down onto the mat. Maybe I can bring you a little closer. Let's see, there we go. Okay. Right, so we're going to put the palms into the floor. Drawing the belly. Oh dear, we don't want to look down over there. Okay, palms into the floor. Belly drawn up into the front of the spine. I'm really driving into the palm side of the knuckle joints. So flattening the fingers down into the floor, not letting any air or light come through between the skin of my palm and the mat. So flattening strongly, driving into the palm side of the knuckle joints. I don't want to hang into the heel of the hand. That you'll see is when the fingers pop up. So I'm driving into the knuckle joints, the palm side of the knuckle joints. Lengthening the fingers forward and feeling the pads of my fingers active into the mat. Then I'm going to adjust the chair behind me. I'm going to suck the arm bones into their sockets, rotate the shoulder blades round and back, keeping equal distribution of weight across the inside and outside of each hand, so pushing into the thumb joint and the outside blade of the hand equally. First finger and thumb active into the mat, outside blade of the hand active into the mat. Rotate the shoulders back, lift the rib cage up into the front side of the shoulder blades while I drive the shoulder blades into the back of the rib cage, drawing the belly up into the front of the spine, keeping the glutes open, and then drawing the glutes from the outside in towards the base of the spine, so as if I'm grabbing my spine with my glutes. And I take a big deep breath in,
And as I breathe out, I lift the left knee and extend it back onto the chair. Drawing the belly up and activating that left hip flexor now to make sure I don't drop on the lift. So I activate that left hip flexor so I can seamlessly lift the right leg onto the chair. And here we're going to just work a little plank. So what the key is, I don't want the hips sagging. My hips are staying up here. Drawing the belly up strongly into the front of the spine. I've got the shoulder blades rotating back towards the base and center of the spine. Arm bones are sucked into their sockets, driving into the palm side of the knuckle joints, lengthening out through the fingers. Tips, pads of the fingers activate into the mat. Driving back into the heels, cradling my weight through the Achilles tendon of both heels. Pulling up on the thigh muscles, draw the belly up. Lengthen the abdominal wall, front body long, collarbone lifted towards the base of the skull. We've got another 30 seconds here. Hold it, hold it. Hold it. Get the shoulders over the wrists. Suck those arm bones into their sockets. Rotate the shoulders back. Lift the belly. Pull up on the thighs. Drive into the anchor, into the heels of both feet. We have another 10 seconds. 9, 8. Pull up on the thighs. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Release. Put both knees down. And let's sit down onto the heels, tie my hair up, and slowly come forward, stretching out that lower back, softening the head into the floor, reaching the hands forward, rotating stay there, rotating the shoulders back and down, reaching the fingertips forward. I just get my hair out from my face. And slowly come up. Let's go, palms back into the floor. Right, again, if you've got your TRX straps, you can pop your feet into your straps. If you're with me on the chair, there's two options here. You can either follow me and put your feet on the chair, or you can decide to stay down on the floor for this series. What I would suggest is that you put your feet in the chair first, and then if you don't manage it, then you adjust and put your feet to the floor and continue and join in with us for the rest of the series. So let's go. Palms into the floor. Driving strongly again into the palm side of the knuckle joints. Fingertips active into the floor, into the mat. Pull up on the biceps and triceps. Equal distribution of weight through the inside and outside of each hand. If I hang into the outside, my arms will float forward. If I drive onto the end, the elbows will go back. To get my zero position of the hands, people ask me often, where should my elbows be? Which way should they be facing? The zero position is with equal distribution of weight, equal activation into the outside and inside of each hand. Then your elbow will find its 0 point. As soon as you hang either into the front inside or the outside, that's when the problems find. As soon as you activate equally into the inside and outside of each hand, your elbow will find its 0 position. Draw the belly up. Activate the shoulders against the back of the rib cage. Draw the biceps and the triceps up. Arm bones sucked into their sockets. Glutes active. Engage them into the base of the spine. And now let's lift the right foot up. If you're into your straps now, you can come up into the straps. Activate that right hip flexor. Keep the belly lifted. And other foot up onto the mat. Right. Now we're going to, if you've got your straps, you're going to go into a pike. If you're on those chair, you can take 2 steps back and reach those hips up as high as you can. And then we're going to take 2 steps forward and come back into position. Keep your hands where they are, lift the hips up, draw the feet towards you. If you don't draw the feet towards you, you'll push your chair away. So you've got to draw your legs towards you as you reach your hips up. I'm activating the hip flexors here. Drawing the legs towards the arms towards the legs. And flatten back out. Again, draw the legs towards the arms towards the legs. If I just lift my hips and push with my feet, the chair will disappear. Keep lifting up, lifting up, lifting up. and come forward. And again, pike, 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 drawing the belly back into the front of the spine, drawing the legs towards the arms towards the legs, flat, hands on the floor, and release. And last two, let's go. Pike, 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 and release. And last one, pike, pike, pike. Hold it there, hold it there, hold it there. Reach those hips up as high as you can. Keep pulling your feet towards you, driving into the palm side of the knuckle joints. Hold it there, hold it there, hold it there. Pull up on the thighs. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and release. And down. Release the body into the floor. Little wiggle of the hips. Right, come back up. We're having so much fun with that side plank. I think we'll do some more of it today. Right, so let's go. If you're in your straps, 1 foot in each strap. If you're on the chair, we're going to put the left, we'll come onto our left side. We're going to put the outside blade of the left foot on the chair and the arch of the right foot behind it. Forearm into the floor, shoulder over the elbow. I'm going to lift that rib cage up into the shoulder blade. Activate both outside blade of the left foot, inside arch of the right, into the chair, and squeeze and come up. I've got to find my distance so that I can drop down and lift up. I've got the right arm all the way up in the air, and I'm going to drop down and up. Stay where you are. I'm going to quickly adjust the chair so that you can see what we're doing from here. So left arm, stay where you are, hold it, and hold it. And hold it, and slowly let yourself down, and let's start that exercise again. So back, left elbow into the floor, outside blade of the left foot on the chair, inside arch of the right foot on the chair. I'm going to take the right hand, put it on the floor, lift myself up, right arm in the air, and here we go. Down, and 1, down, and 2, down, and 3. Keep the belly pulled back into the front of the spine. 4, down, and 5, down, and 6. Nice and slowly. Down, and 7, down, and 8, down, and 9, and 10. 5 left. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Release. If you're struggling on the chair, feel free to come down to the floor. But if you're managing, much better on the chair. Again, if you need a little padding on the chair, you're welcome to put a rolled up towel or shirt just along the edge of the chair where your feet are. And let's come over to the other side. Right arm into the floor now. Outside blade of the right foot on the chair. Arch of the left foot on the chair. So when I start already, I'd love to feel a lovely stretch as I stack the left hip on top of the right hip. And keep your knees bent for now. As I stack, as I roll this left hip forward and I lift the rib cage up into that right shoulder blade, I just feel a lovely stretch on the right obliques and just above the right hip. And just spend a little moment there stretching. So making sure this hip is stacked on top and not rolled back here. It's stacked on top. Then I use that left hand just to get me up. And here we go. 1, 2, 3,
4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and 5 left. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and release. Lovely. Okay. Right. We're going to finish off with our, well, that's not quite there yet, but a lovely neck series. Those of you that know me, have trained with me, know it well. I'll just move my mat a little sideways so you can see what I'm doing. Okay. Let's see. Lovely. Right, so I'm gently stretching the heels away from me. Toes up to the sky like 5, 10 little rays of sunshine spraying up into that beautiful sky. Of course, I'm blessed to be outdoors in my garden. Shoulders rotated back, palms facing up. And now again, I'm visualizing the sacroiliac joint, which is this space where my hips meet my spine. And I'm rooting down into the floor through that sacroiliac joint. So again, I can just have a little wiggle and really feel those bones. It's where your spine runs down. You have 2 little bones on either side, right down here at the base of the spine. Those 2 little bones are on the hips, the spine running down through the center of it. And I'm just wiggling around now, trying to find a connection with those bones into the mat, rooting those bones into the mat. And as you root and you draw your body weight down into those bones, you'll feel the abdominal musculature sinking down, drawing down into the front of the spine. Nice and flat, long belly. Heels pushing away from me, toes up into the sky, feet at 90 degrees to the shin bones. Palms come facing up, shoulders pinned back into the floor. Again, sacroiliac joint rooted back into the floor. I'm trying to keep that root now of the sacroiliac joint throughout this whole series. And then I lengthen out through the back of the neck, making sure I'm not conked in here. Back of the neck long, shoulders pinned back, and I lift the head an inch off the floor. Now this series is going to expose all your neck-related tension, all the symptoms of your neck-related tension. So the more you can soldier through, work through the pain, you'll be burning out that tension and your head will feel lighter, clearer, and work better. So let's turn the head now to the left. Keeping the shoulders pinned back, throat pulled back, chin tucked in, back of the neck long, heels away, toes up to the sky, palms facing up, shoulders pinned back. Come over to the right. Follow those instructions. Try and loop them. Don't chase your body. Don't chase your mind around your body. Try and loop those instructions so you have several sets of screens running simultaneously. As I pin the shoulders back, draw the belly back, root through the sacroiliac joint, pull the throat back, and slowly come over to the left. Chin tucked in, throat pulled back, back of the neck long, shoulders pinned back, heels away, toes up to the sky, sacroiliac joint pinned in. Come over to the right. Shoulders pinned back, rooting in through the sacroiliac. Twist. Come over to the left. Shoulders pinned back, sacroiliac joint rooted into the floor. Twist. Come to the center. Right ear to right shoulder. Back of the ear, back of the neck long. Shoulders pinned back. Heels away. Toes up to the sky. Come over to the left. Back of the neck long. Chin tucked in. Throat pulled back. Come over to the right. Shoulders pinned back. To the left. Shoulders pinned back. To the right. To the left. To the right. To the center. Chin to chest. Sacroiliac joint rooted in, shoulders pinned back, lengthen your head away, keep the back of the neck long, chin to chest. Lengthen away, chin to chest. Lengthen away, chin to chest. Lengthen away and release. Ooh. And slowly come up to sitting.
sitting, let's just stretch out that neck a little. Again, so a quick aside on that neck series is that everything that you feel is a direct indication, direct symptom of your neck-related tension. So initially you'll feel probably throat, jaw, maybe headaches coming on, and slowly as you work deeper and deeper into the tension of your neck, you'll feel it coming out into your sinuses, temples, jaws, deep inside your throat, ears even. But as soon as you release, you should feel the tension dissipating and your head lighten as you physically burn out the tension in your neck. So let's just come to a nice and easy, comfortable cross-legged position. Put my hands on my knees, just open up, I can gently just work the skin away so I can reveal my sit bones. Sit nicely into the floor. Again, every exercise is about consciousness and mechanics. I'm trying to get everything in line so that everything becomes effortless. The more tension I can work out of the body and of the mind, the easier life, both physically and mentally, becomes. Which is quite useful in our current state of affairs. So we can use this as an opportunity really to clear our minds and our bodies of many of the holding patterns that we've created during our lives. So let's again just put your hands on the knees, lift the collarbone, draw the belly back, and slowly turn the head to the left, and to the right, and to the left, and to the right, and to the left, and to the right. Come to the center, chin to chest, looking up and away, chin to chest, up and away, belly drawn back, using the hands to inch the hips, the upper body forward, engaging the hip flexors, and then the ears to shoulders, keeping the back of the neck long, shoulders pinned down and back. And release, and a little roll out of the shoulders. And a little flick left and right. A little snake out of the spine. And then let's lie back. Close your eyes. Now releasing all conscious instruction on the body, separating the mind and the body. No more messages of what to do and where to go. Just enjoying that even vibration across the whole body as you've burnt out the holding patterns, burnt out the tension. And now we've just spent these last minutes or so just allowing the body and the mind to consolidate these new spaces, the new lightness, the new lengths of muscles, the spaces in the joints, the freedom, the lightness of mind and body. And enjoying the beautiful sounds of the jungle. Until next time, enjoy your lockdown. In your own time, you can bend your knees, draw them into your chest, roll over onto whichever side you feel comfortable, come up, and have a wonderful day.